Please welcome CNN's chief political correspondent, Dana Bash.
There is no greater rush for adrenaline junkies like me, and I know many of you, I'm looking at you, Andrea Mitchell, than getting the scoop and really being the one to get it on the air first. Breaking news is the lifeblood of what many of us in TV news do, especially in today's social media age, when a new nugget of information can go viral very fast. But no matter how satisfying it is to tell viewers something before anyone else, it's fleeting. What is enduring is storytelling. And taking the time to dig into a subject, find out the story behind the story, letting it unfold with time to breathe in a way that captivates viewers. And I'm proud that CNN has become a platform for that long-form programming, both hard news and documentaries that reflect cultural realities in our fast-changing world. The other critical companion to breaking news is investigative journalism. And while this deep dive reporting is always important, and always has been, at a time when people are bombarded with information, some true, some not so true, it is important to become a crucial tool for sorting out fact from falsehood. And that's why I am honored to be presenting tonight, and all of these categories fit into what I was just talking about, but we're going to begin with outstanding investigative journalism, long form.
Al Jazeera America presents Freeway, Crack in the System, Al Jazeera America. Frontline, My Brother's Bomber, PBS. Frontline, in collaboration with Univision, reveal from the Center for Investigative Reporting, the investigative reporting program at UC Berkeley and KQED. Rape on the Night Shift, PBS. Frontline, Terror in Little Saigon, PBS. Independent Lens, The Kill Team, PBS.
And the Emmy goes to My Brother's Bomber, Frontline, PBS.
Accepting the Emmy, Ken Dornstein, director.
I think that David would have enjoyed the chase and enjoyed the idea that you were going to sit down with his killers.
That, of course, was the plan, to track down the remaining suspects. And for 2 years, I'd been trying to carry it out. But for all my efforts, there was still just one person ever convicted for Lockerbie, Abdel Basset al-Megrahi.
I recognize it's something of a cliche to say that you're unprepared to win and that you didn't write down a speech and prepare any remarks. So, but I guess in this case it is true. So I mean no disrespect to you that I didn't actually set it all down, but I'll do my best to sketch it out. I'm truly astonished to stand here and have such a public moment around a film that began in such a private place. With the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 back in 1988 that killed 270 people over Lockerbie, Scotland, including my older brother. The film began for me when I was 19 and had no intention of being a filmmaker. I wanted to be a comedian and certainly had no notion that my early attempt to figure out who bombed the plane and why would land me on a stage and win an award. I was really just trying to find out the kind of answers that people who suffer a sudden violent loss look for. So I'm truly grateful and thankful, and there's a lot of people here tonight who have been behind the scenes as senior editors, senior producers, the people usually in the background. That's who I was for years, working at Frontline, where I really learned the value of what investigative reporting means. Frontline's, I sort of imbibed Frontline's commitment to narrative, the combination of narrative storytelling and hard journalism, which is unique, and Frontline is a rare outpost for that kind of work, and that's what I lived for years behind the scenes. And then when it seemed that Muammar Gaddafi would fall, and I had a chance to go into the country where the answers that I was looking for so many years seemed to be held, I went out from behind my desk and set off there to get the answers I was looking for. So I appreciate for all the people who usually sit in the desk and watch other people go off and go to Iraq and go to Iran and go to these other places and come back in a safe edit room and work it out as a story. This is a minor victory for us desk people who took an opportunity to go out in the field. That said, if you look at it, it looks like the story of a lone man, a brother out for justice, a log line of a Hollywood movie. And really, anyone who makes these movies knows that, and does these kind of journalistic projects, knows that there's a lot of people behind it. And it's a fiction that there's one person out there looking, in a lone way for the answer. So I want to quickly thank all the people who are behind this, starting with Frontline, Frontline's former executive producer, David Fanning, who always urged me to make a film like this, and I waited for the right opportunity, who funded an effort a few years ago when the one man convicted for the bombing, Abdul Basit al-Megrahi, was let go under a series of circumstances. He gave me some money and some time to go figure it out. I didn't think I could do a film at that point, and Frontline is the kind of place that was willing to let you take a chance and not come through and absorb that loss if you didn't think it was the right story to tell. So I appreciate that from David. Rainey Aronson, who took over for David and has been an incredible champion of me and this film, and she's the one who really is there on the other end of a phone at 1 a.m. I think I work hard. I don't know that she sleeps. If anyone out there has the facts on Rainey's actual sleep schedule, I'd be interested to hear it. She's tireless. Dan Edge and Andrew Metz also worked behind the scenes performing the role I used to perform on this kind of film to help make it as good as it can be. Out in the field, I had a tremendous team. Tim Grusha, Rachel Anderson, Suleiman Ali Zway was my fixer and friend on the ground in Libya. Tim is the kind of guy who, if you call him and say you want to head into war-torn Libya to track down terrorists, he doesn't miss a beat and asks you if you have a satellite phone and do you have enough cash and is ready to go. And I always appreciate his talent and his friendship. Brian Funk is a tremendous editor and partner. He made the film better than it would have been if I had been left to my own devices. My wife let me walk out the door 3 times to go to Libya. She never quite knew what I was doing on the ground there. Often not until she even saw the film did she realize some of what happened there, but she trusted that I was, she understood what I was looking for, and her love and understanding meant the world. So this is really for all of us. I've walked out of the house a lot of times to go to a lot of places to find answers, and I'm glad to be coming home finally with something she can understand and appreciate, and this is as much hers as mine. And to the other families of victims of not only Lockerbie, but we live in an age of terror where there's so many acts, and they flash in the news for a minute, and then they disappear, and we lose track of who did what, and the names are hard to figure out. But in this particular case, I had my own personal reasons for not forgetting, and I do think that to find meaning in these acts that otherwise seem senseless is a worthwhile project. And it doesn't repair the loss, but I think it's a first step in moving beyond it. So thanks to everybody who believed in this project and voted for it, and I appreciate it.